What is up everyone, Gaming Island here, and today we're doing a review of a game that, unlike my last review, is of a game released fairly recently on the Nintendo 3DS in October. That game is Fantasy Life, developed by Level 5 Studios, makers of the Professor Layton series. Now let me get this out of the way. I don't hate this game, but I don't love this game either. It's not a perfect game at all. It only kept me enthralled for a little bit until it lost my interest. Because the thing is that I wanted to love this game, but it only ended up making me enjoy it. This game has some major flaws in it, and I will be going over these flaws in this review. However, it's not all bad. There are some good redeeming qualities of this game, and I will also be going over those as well. The story is not very good, but to be honest, there really is no story. The story is broken up into chapters, but 20 hours in, I was only on chapter 6. It's not that the chapters are long or that they drag out the action. No, what takes up so much time is the talking. So much talking. I'm not joking. Most of this game will just be people talking about stuff. Some of it's completely stupid and arbitrary. At one point, you get a letter from the king telling you to come to the castle. Then a cutscene activates, and then your companion tells you to go to the castle. Seriously, I think I know that. The story is also a bit generic and isn't really worth your time. Besides, most of the time you'll be spamming the A button to get past the dialogue scenes, so you won't really get a hold of the story. The story, as stated before, is one of the most stupidest and generic stories you'll ever hear. Supposedly, there's these things called Doomstones that are falling from the sky. In order to save the world, you need to find 4 pieces of God's treasures. It's a collectathon. Wow, that's never been done before. The story is just not good, and it's not worth your time at all. What's even worse is that after chapter, you have to do some talking to other random people to unlock more areas. Just spam the A button, and you'll be fine. I could talk about the butterfly companion, but honestly, she's the worst part of the game, and isn't really worth your time at all. The gameplay of Fantasy Life is actually kind of nice. There are 12 classes to choose from, but at a moment's notice, you can change from one class to another and perform their specified task. The classes are well varied and each have something to do. The gameplay of this game is its strong point. The gameplay is nice, how you can move around while attacking, and you can dodge attacks. However, it gets repetitive after a while and boring. However, the gameplay is fun, especially going against boss fights. The game makes combat easier if you learn enemy attack patterns, which is incredibly fun. Combat doesn't really vary, and it's just you spamming A, but there is some fun to be had. There's nothing really interesting in the combat, though. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing. Boss fights, while really fun to beat, are completely boring and generic. You attack, dodge, and attack. Nothing really ever comes to vary the combat. However, you do feel accomplished killing these bosses. In the game, you obtain stars, which level up your rank, giving you access to new places and items. Bliss bonus can upgrade the world around you, but Bliss is incredibly annoying to get as it requires a ton of talking and traveling. But because of the rewarding battle system, though somewhat boring, it's still the best part of the game. It may sound like I hate the gameplay, but I don't hate it. But I don't really love it either. It is incredibly fun at times, but it's not always fun. But it quickly becomes stale and repetitive. It's still kind of fun and is definitely worth your time. It is the main selling point of this game. The visuals of the game are quite good. It holds a charming cartoon look to it, and the game is well animated. The cutscenes, however, seem to have a pretty low frame rate. Not terrible, and it's not like it's unbearable, but it looks lower than the rest of the game. The art style is very reminiscent to Level 5's previous work on the Professor Layton games. The style never captured my attention, but never made me look away. The vibrant colors are nice, and the overall style is pretty well done. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good, which is a statement you hear me say a lot in this review. The music, while made by Final Fantasy's composer, was pretty lackluster, and I never really cared about it. There's only one track I really liked, and that was the opening theme. It didn't really catch my attention. It may catch yours, but it didn't catch mine. Nothing more really needs to be said about it. While the game is good and all, it's not amazing, and it's kind of disappointing to me. I paid a full $40 for it. I would recommend this game, but for a cheaper price. $30 was a good price for this game, but that's not what I paid for it. The game kind of disappointed me. With everything considered, this game deserves a 7 out of 10. The game is good, but many things hold it back, such as god-awful, never-ending talking and the lackluster combat. But because of such good things as how the combat can be rewarding and fun at some points in time, and the good visuals define this game. The game is not amazing. I've stated that. I like the game. It may seem like I hate this game, but I don't. I like it, and you probably will too. Just don't go out and buy this game at full price. It's not worth it at all.